Ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, there's been an update to the ZD Soft video screen recorder, and
I like it.
And so we're going to be using this from now on. I've already done a couple of tests
Of the program, and it seems to be working.
just fine. Now, the other day I told you guys about the Pirate Bay. Well, the Pirate Bay seems to be up, then not up, then up, then not up. So I think they're working some things out. So, I'm going to tell you guys to go to the Pirate Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, later this weekend I'll be doing another video on the child support. There seems to be a lot of interest in that. What I want you all to understand, we're not telling anybody that people shouldn't take care of their children. Like I told you, my father was not a rich man. Did not have a lot of money, but he was there every single day. He provided for us the best he could. I recognize that to this day. And despite everything, he didn't have to go through what fathers are going through today, because my mother never would have put him through that. And you heard me say that, because I'm sorry, some of the women, Lord have mercy. However, some of the fathers, oh my stars! So people in this world today, we're not perfect. You see how I included myself? We are not perfect. I was never, ever put through court to pay child support. Never had to go through that, ladies and gentlemen. Never, 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 ever, ever, never, ever, ever had to go through that. I provided for my son, okay? But, that's a whole different story, and his mother was a whole different ball of wax, okay? But, again, I can't blame everything on his mother because we had an agreement, and she didn't keep her into the agreement. Am I angry for her because of that? I was. Am I upset? No. Do I hate her? No. But we have a lot of people, because the mother or father do certain things, and look, I've never treated that young lady, I've called her a lot of things in my life, but I've never treated her with any disrespect. Always spoke to her with respect. Always communicated with her as if she was a person, because that's what's required. Look, I can't tell you guys how to handle your relationship with your spouses, with your exes, with your baby mama, with your baby daddy. I can't tell you how to handle that. I am not trying to sit up here and tell you guys you need to do this. Sorry, got something on I thought that was on my screen. That right there, but that's not on my screen. That's on their screen. So I was trying to clean the screen, and while I was doing that, that's what was happening. Okay, so apologize for that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who's that singing in the background, that's Craig. I done told y'all about Craig. Craig Armstrong, y'all. The space between us. I told y'all I was driving on a highway one day in California, Santa Monica Freeway, before it started doing the roller coaster thing after the earthquake. Well, anyway, I was driving on the Santa Monica Freeway, and I heard this song, and in California, you pull over to the side of the road on the freeway, you can get a ticket because it's only for emergencies. No, I pulled over to the side of the road, risked myself getting a ticket from them popos, and called up the radio station because I wasn't going to talk and drive at the same time. Handheld, didn't have that free, didn't have my earpiece with me at the time. So I called up the radio station and said, "Who is that? You guys just played a song. Who is that?" And told me that was Craig Armstrong's song called "This Love." I said, "Thank you." Went to the store immediately. Did not head to the meeting I was headed to. I had a meeting I was going to. I went and bought this album from Craig Armstrong. Okay? The album is called The Space Between Us. And this is Elizabeth, I forgot her name, the young lady who's doing the vocals. See, Craig Armstrong's doing the music in the background. Okay? It is her voice and his music that makes this song. So, yes, I'm giving Craig Armstrong his props, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's get back to, I said I was going to do the video later. We're going to do the video now because I got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to take care of this video now so that I can get back to doing my work. Hey, Starfleet Command! Anyway, I need you all to, well, we're going to go there together. There's no need for me to put you guys on hold. Love. This love. See, this love. Okay, that's the song. So that you all know. We're gonna go to my documents, and what we're gonna do the. No, this one is not the pay to the order. Oh, we got some news to tell y'all about the pay to the order, so y'all just gonna have to wait for that video. I'm not gonna give you guys any information about that right now. Okay, this is only on the 445 form. Okay, but I don't see my 445 form, and I know I just did it, so give me 1 second. 445. Oh, and by the way, heads up to those of you who are waiting for the 98 series numbers. We had to train the staff. I wanted to just throw them out there and let them experience the process, but we had to train them. So we are still working on that. We got it coming to you. We got enough people. Well, we didn't have enough people at first because we did it a different way. And so I had to correct it. Let's hold on. FORM 445 form. There is something on my screen. Oh, that must be what this, there's a red dot on my screen right about there. I don't know if you all can see it, but I can see it. Hey, this is the authorization form. Okay, let's see, what date were you done? That's not the one I want. That's not the one I'm looking for, G. Okay, well, Dana Dane says chief in his song, but let's see, we're gonna go here, then we're gonna go documents. Oh, that's what I wanted to do with this love. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This is Anthony Hamilton, okay? And he's singing a song called Why, okay? Why? Why? Anyway, sorry about that. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. And so let's do that 445 form so we can get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, the other video I did on the 445 form, see, this is the new one. And we can close this now. The other video I did, I want you all to understand, that video is going to be taken down by YouTube. Let me show, then you just need to keep opening. Don't worry about that feature. Let me show y'all YouTube, what YouTube is saying. What YouTube, see, copyright infringement in progress. Because I did child support. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to pay attention. Includes copyright, 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 includes copyright. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to show you is they're being very selective at the videos they target. This one is talking about child support. And they hit me up with someone has made a claim. Okay, now the claim was, oh well. But all I can tell you is something ain't right. So they're targeting certain videos. So let me show you my form. I don't have to, see, that's the unique thing about this new ZD software. I don't have to enlarge my screen anymore like I had to do before so that you guys could see it. All I have to do is move my mouse around and it will highlight the areas for me without me having to do that. Thank you, ZD Soft! Ladies and gentlemen, the program, the software is called Z as in zebra, D as in David, Soft. And this is the 11.1 or 11.3 version, one of the two. What I'm going to suggest that you do is if you're into doing videos, you want to do videos, ZD Soft software, it's not expensive. I'd say get it. Sorry, got to give ZD Soft their props because they've been helping me do videos for the last 4 years. Okay, I went with another software, but before that, and ZD Soft is the ones, I am really surprised at this new software. All the things it lets me do. If I wanted to do instructional videos, I don't have to go and get 14 other programs. I think they're trying to compete with Wondershare. But their software is a little bit more intuitive and it allows me to do what I need to do. But let's go ahead and do the authorization form. Let's give you guys an understanding of what's going on. Okay, this video is going to be lengthy, but not
Too lengthy.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find what I'm looking for, so let's look for it someplace else. Okay, we're going to do U.S. No, we're going to do U.S. bankruptcy PDF. See, because I changed the computer, and so I don't want U.S. bankruptcy code. I don't want U.S. bankruptcy law. I want U.S. bankruptcy PDF. I don't want no voluntary petition for U.S. bankruptcy. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, okay. I have to do something similar to this because I forgot the name of the form. The truth sets us free. Okay, this might be the form. I forgot the gentleman's name. Michigan. Anyway, bankruptcy of the United States Anti-Corrupt Society, U.S. bankruptcy.
Freedom for all seasons.
I think I'm looking for this one. We'll download this one. This is Anthony Davis, ladies and gentlemen. I downloaded some music, and I was just downloading new releases, and this is the document I'm looking for. Washington. See, I said Michigan because I knew it was a state. By Moses G. Washington. This is the document I'm looking for. But about Anthony Davis, ladies and gentlemen, his second album, that was the one where he got signed to a label, and I didn't really like that one. His first album was perfect. He did it perfect. But that's what happens with these artists when they are out there trying to get noticed. They do everything perfect the first time. They remain true to who they are, but when they get an album, they have to kiss up. They have to compromise. So his second album was a lot of compromise. It wasn't so much him anymore. Okay? Now, I'm going to make the screen larger for me because I have to, because it was just too small. Okay? But there's a disclaimer by Mr. Moses telling y'all exactly what's going on and how it's going and where it's going. But it says this article will examine the United States government entering into bankruptcy. I need y'all to pay attention. Now, they talk about the senator, James
Trafficant.
Okay. Well, he wasn't a senator. He was just a congressman. But James Trafficant, he ended up in jail shortly after he said this on the floor of the House. You don't reveal these secrets to the public, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want their secrets being made known. But pay attention. In 1933, the President of the United States, well, this is before the previous president had already arranged everything. But the President of the United States, Mr. H.D.R. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, did the first proclamation, 2038, that was saying, Congress, you niggas need to get off your anuses. Yeah, I said it, because that's what he told Congress. You need to get off your anuses, and you need to come together, all of you. Get off vacation, because they were on vacation. They weren't supposed to start the congressional session for at least another month. But he told them, come back, get your anuses off vacation. Yeah, you were on winter break. Now you're going to get started. And they came back in a special session. Proclamation 2038. Now that was March 5th. Now remember, he was inaugurated. He came into office on March 4th. However, March 3rd is where he actually started putting together these papers. Okay, on March the 6th, he came up with Proclamation 2039. Now, remember, March the 6th, Congress is not supposed to convene until March 9th. So on March the 6th, and pay attention, he's not doing this in his position as president. He's doing this as military officer, commander-in-chief. Not and, A-N-D, no, commander in. The letter N or the letters I-N, chief. So he's doing this under his capacity as commander-in-chief. Okay, when he did this under his capacity as commander-in-chief, he was doing it under military capacity. As we've shown you, the military cannot exercise any power on U.S. soil or over the American people. So the president, when he is in his commander-in-chief capacity, he cannot speak or represent the interests of the American people. Because the military is there to protect against invasion. And invasions can never happen from within, it has to be from without. Okay, so foreign invasion is what it equates to. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was somebody sending me an email, and what I got so much work to do that I cannot afford to be dealing with this. Okay, I am sorry, but the person was asking me something about the counterclaim video, and I don't have time to be answering people's emails, so I'm going to stop focusing on the emails with all the questions. A lot of people don't realize how many people are asking questions, how many emails a day. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn the email notification off so I don't get that volume. I'll only get the phone calls, and I'll end up turning the text messaging off too, because that's all a distraction, and I can't afford to be distracted. All right, let's get back to this. Because the president, when it entered, you guys know Lean On Me, huh? Y'all know Lean On Me? Come on, tell them. Y'all know Lean On Me? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when he entered these proclamations, they had no bearing on the American people. As a matter of fact, he was prohibited from law from having any authority over the Treasury and or the banks. Why? Because he was acting in a military capacity. He could not act as president and act as commander-in-chief. Those are two separate offices. Those are two separate jurisdictions. He cannot occupy both jurisdictions at the same time. Remember, military is a different power. It's not a governmental power. So the president, as commander-in-chief, cannot operate both positions at the same time. Here's the problem. Nobody has ever broke it down like that and brought forth the argument. The right person hearing this will bring forth the argument in the correct way, and it'll finally be resolved. But let's get back to what happened. In 2039, the president did the banking holiday proclamation. Now see, again, he could not issue a proclamation in his military capacity. That makes this an illegal proclamation. Why? Because again, he cannot sit in both the office of commander-in-chief and the office of the presidency at the same time. That is not legal. The Constitution does not permit that. So has the Constitution been suspended? Well, you can say that in his military capacity, which is why Congress was coming in session. Remember, they were doing a war enactment. Let's pay attention. March 3rd, 1933. Whereas it provided Section 5B of the Act of October 6, 1917 as amended that the president may investigate, regulate, or prohibit under such rules and regulations as may be prescribed by means of licensure or otherwise any transaction of foreign exchange or export. Remember, foreign exchange. Okay. Because it's a military capacity. Export to hoarding and melting and earmarking of gold or silver or coin or bullion or currency. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This was March 3rd, 1933. That Herbert Hoover put this together. March 3rd, the day before Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So they're letting you know they had a plan. Here's the problem. The president, Congress could not say the president may investigate under a military code because the president has no authority under military code. Yes, he gets to command the army, but he doesn't get to command the people in this capacity. There are two different capacities. The presidency and the commander-in-chief are not the same capacity. Commander-in-chief is a military capacity, and according to the Constitution, the military can exercise no jurisdiction over the citizenry, which the president's office is a citizenry office. It's a public office. So he cannot operate as commander-in-chief and president at the same time. I know, people have always thought they were synonymous, but they are not. Okay. Let me, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to now talk about, we've gotten the commander-in-chief junk out of the way. Now we're going to go to 2040. See, one was the banking holiday. The other one was authorizing the Federal Reserve to do this or to do that. Again, he had no authority over the Federal Reserve. So we have 2039. That was March the 6th that was brought forth. And then the other one, 2040, March 6th as well. As a matter of fact, since I can't find this document, you all know I redid this document. I'm going to download it again. Okay? Because I needs to. But anyway, whereas the Act of March 9, 1933, all proclamations heretofore and hereafter issued by the President pursuant to the authority to enforced by Section blah, 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 October 6 as amended, is approved and confirmed. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the problem. And remember, Proclamation 2040. That's what this is referring to. This is what you all need to understand. Congress does not have the authority to authorize the president to act in the military authority. They can only authorize the commander-in-chief. Here is the problem. You've been hearing them use the words interchangeably as if they could, and they could not. Okay, so technically, and I say technically because the right persons have to bring forth the argument. The right groups have to bring forth the argument. And you can start bringing forth these arguments in your own papers. But this is just a point to highlight how they do this without authority. And remember, silence is acquiescence. So because the American people have been silent on all of this for so long, they've been allowed to get away with it. Let's continue. Now, this is the actual act during the time of war, okay? Or during, because this is what they said in this act that they passed, or during any other period of national emergency declared by the president. Excuse me. The president did not have the authority in the Constitution to declare a national emergency. However, when he did declare a national emergency, Congress ended up approving his declaration. Here's the problem. He did that in the capacity as commander-in-chief. Congress could only approve that for the military and for that which is under the military. It did not. This particular act, which led to everything, this is the identification of the bankruptcy. See, they had thought long and hard. And I promise you, exactly what I'm telling you came up. But they knew that you all, the American people, were not smart enough to realize these things. Why? Because they threw a lot of junk at the people at one time. The people were stressing out and the people were worried about. They were running on the banks because it's a bank run. Well, let's run on the bank, y'all. Okay? All up and down the wall, pulling their hair out, falling out of buildings, jumping out of buildings. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. They knew the people were distracted, and then there had been a new election of a president, and so while all of that is going on, okay, they slid this junk in, not letting you guys know that first they were enacting something under a military clause. The Trading with the Enemy Act is a military act. The president's proclamations were military. The Supreme Court actually said the same thing, and Congress says the same thing. It was all military. It does not apply to the American people. So basically, the banking holiday that was declared, that's still ongoing, was illegal. They took away the people's means for paying their debt. Now let's get to the child support and your understanding. When they declared the banking holiday, let me say it again, they took away your ability to make payments. I want you to pay attention because you've heard other people say this. You just didn't know why they were saying this. The only thing you have is your promise to pay. The only thing you have is your word. Your word is your bond, your promise to pay. Why is there a promise to pay? Well, let's show it to you. We're going to go down here to where the speakers are talking, who were in that congressional session. This is McFadden. Jimmy McFadden? No, not Jimmy McFadden. That's McFly. Okay, from the wonderful
Back to the Future.
Anyway, McFadden says the first section of the bill, as I grasp it, is particularly the war powers. See? Pay attention. War powers. So when the attorney was saying people have called it the War Powers Act, they're not the ones who made that up. Congress actually said that because this is actually, see, what they did is the same thing they did with the Patriot Act. They didn't give it to the members of Congress until the day of the vote, claiming that it was an emergency. But remember, it was already written up months before. That's why Herbert Hoover could talk about it a day before the inauguration. But they specifically, because they needed an excuse, did not give it to the rest of the members of Congress. The big members, the top members of Congress already had it, but these members didn't. So he says,
The first section of the bill, as I grasp it, is particularly the war powers that were given back in 1917.
war powers. See, the president already had war powers, but they sort of defined it a little bit more in his capacity as commander-in-chief. See, he could command the commander-in-chief. The president has the authority over the commander-in-chief. So it's not the same capacity, it's two separate capacities. Remember I told you about the putting on a hat? One person has one hat, looks like a sheriff. The other one has another hat looking like a bellhop. The other one has another hat looking like the postmaster. The other one has another hat looking like a judge. Another one has another hat looking like a deputy. Another one has another hat looking like a custodian. These are capacities. You must understand status and standing to understand capacities. Okay, those of you who are in court, you don't realize that you're there standing in a particular capacity. Stop letting the court tell you you're appearing. You never want to appear. To appear means that you have already submitted to the court's jurisdiction and you agree to everything that's going on. Stop appearing. Tell them I am here as a guest of the court and I expect to be treated with the respect of a guest. They can say whatever they want. Excuse me. I want you to pay attention to my words. It doesn't matter what you say. I said I am here as a guest. And unless you can properly rebut that with facts and conclusions of law, that's the facts of this matter. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you don't argue with them. You don't need to argue with them. If they say something, if you tell the court something and they say something contrary to what you say, you must say, oh, well, I object on and for the record. A person was asked yesterday, well, why are you objecting? Excuse me, you didn't give me a reason for your doing what you did, so I don't have to give you a reason for my objecting. What's required is that I put my objection on the record.
Your objection is denied.
Doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. I object on and for the record. And all you want to hear is them say objection noted. Are you going to note my objection or not? Just that simple. Oh, and by the way, you guys going into these courts, you need to tell them I want this particular meeting audio recorded. There is no law requiring a stenographer. You guys are going with these stupid stenographers. You know what's happening with the stenographers? They can type whatever they want. When the judge makes a mistake, do you think they're going to type that? Do you think they're going to document that? And the only thing you have is the stenographer's word. Y'all better ask for audio recording. By the way, you have the right to audio recording. Every court gives you the right to audio recording. And if they don't want your phone in the court because they don't want you recording, oh, say, no, I'm a party in this hearing. I want to record the hearing for myself because I don't want to pay for a copy from you. Unless you authorize that I get a free copy of the audio recording, then I want to bring in my own recording device. And I need you to tell your little security to leave me alone when I come in here with my recording device. Because I want to record these hearings. Just that simple, people. Those of you who are going to court. All right, let's get back because we're talking some pillow talk right now. Y'all know pillow talk, don't y'all? All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the war powers. We talked about it a minute ago. He says, I would like to ask the chairman of the committee if this is a plan to change the holding of the security back to the Federal Reserve notes, to the Treasury of the United States, the holding of the security back of the Federal Reserve notes to the Treasury of the United States rather than the Federal Reserve agents. In other words, rather than the bank. Mr. Stiegel says,
this provision is for the issuance of Federal Reserve banknotes and not for Federal Reserve notes. And the security back of it is the obligations, notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bank acceptance outlined in the section to which the gentleman has referred. Mr. McFadden says, oh, then the new circulation of Federal Reserve banknotes and not Federal Reserve notes. Is that true? See, the new circulation would be the Federal Reserve banknotes and not Federal Reserve notes. So there has never been an authorization by Congress for Federal Reserve notes. That's why the Treasury website says they're backed by nothing. So you need to go and download that information from the Treasury website, print it up, and put it in your junk, saying, I don't have any other means to pay you other than my promise to pay or the United States Social Security Department. Anyway, insofar as the provision in this section is concerned, yes. Mr. Brighton says, from my observations of the bill as it was read in the House, it would appear that the amount of banknotes that might be issued by the Federal Reserve System is not limited. Unlimited banknotes! They can just send out these wonderful old notes. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay, and he says banknotes. You know what? I think we need to start demanding that the Federal Reserve give us access to our banknotes, since the Act of 1933 does not authorize the issuance of Federal Reserve notes, but Federal Reserve banknotes. I think we have the right to demand that, and we need to be bringing up this Act of 1933 in our demand of Federal Reserve banknotes, because we have a right, because that's supposed to be the currency in circulation, according to the Congress of 1933. And you take these sections. Let me show you where this document is. Okay, we're going to finish this and I'll show you what a document it is. Now, pay attention. That will depend entirely upon the amount of collateral that is presented from time to time from exchange of federal bank notes. Is that correct? Yes, I think that is correct. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Silver moon shining on my bed. Oh, her pillow, y'all. We just had pillow talk, and now we got our girl sitting up here letting y'all know. Ah, baby, come to me. All right, let's show y'all. See, that's why I kept typing in usbankruptcy.pdf, because that's what it's called. But when I typed it in Google, y'all saw it pulled up everything else. So I had to type in usbankruptcy1933.pdf. You can find the document that I'm looking at www.truthsetsus.free. Let's show it to you so you get it. Okay? That's where it is. Okay? That's where it is. That's where it is. That's where it is, y'all. US bankruptcy -truth sets us free. Okay, that's where you can find that document. Like I said, I did my document, and my document is on my computer. I just have to find it. It's in several different spots, but as you see, I added all the other things and all the other points to prove my points. Okay? But this is what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen. None of you, whether you be daddies or mommies,
and you have child support obligations, none of you, if you're not using Federal Reserve banknotes, have the ability of making payments. Wait, let's do that. Let's do that in Google. We're gonna reduce this, and we're gonna, because I'm looking for the Treasury website. I haven't been there in a while, and currency notes, Bureau of Engraving and Printing. You see right here, it says redeemable in face value. I'm looking for the one that says Federal Reserve notes, frequently asked questions. Let's see if this is it. Oh, this is it. This is on the Federal Reserve website. Wait a minute. First we had the one in the Treasury. Look. This is at the federalreserve.gov frequently asked questions section. Okay. Now, let's see if this is exactly what I think it's supposed to say, because I promise you this is hilarious. It says, is U.S. currency still backed by gold? Okay. No, this is not the one I was looking for, because I thought it was going to say the same thing to Treasury. It says Federal Reserve notes are not redeemable in gold, silver, or any other commodity. Federal Reserve notes have not been redeemable in gold since 1934, when Congress amended Section 16 of the Federal Reserve Act and said the Federal Reserve notes shall be obligations of the United States. Remember, Federal Reserve notes are obligations of the United States, not of the people. They're obligations of the corporation, and they shall be redeemable in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States, in Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, or at any Federal Reserve bank. Federal Reserve notes have not been redeemable in silver since the 1960s. Ladies and gentlemen, Federal Reserve notes have not been redeemable in anything else. They have not even been redeemable in silver. It is Federal Reserve bank notes that have the value. Okay, Congress has specified that Federal Reserve banks must hold collateral equal to the value of Federal Reserve notes. No, they haven't. Federal Reserve bank notes that the Federal Reserve banks have put into circulation. This collateral is chiefly held in the form of U.S. Treasury, federal agencies, and government-sponsored enterprise securities. Your mortgages, your property. Okay, but this is not this. You can download this as Federal Reserve at US.gov. Frequently asked questions /currency _12770.htm. It's like you and me. You know, it's going to be legal tender status. That's it right there. The Treasury, it's just type in legal tender status -Treasury Department in Google, and you'll pull up the document where the Treasury says, now I promise you're going to understand, because this is where we're headed. This is where we're going. This is the point we're trying to make so you can understand. Because somebody asked me, does this work? Has you seen it work before? Has anybody ever used this to pay their child support before? I mean, I just need to know, because I don't want to do something just to be doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's up to you. Because all I'm doing is putting the information out there. You're going to see in the next video when we talk about the pay to the order of stamp. You're going to see in that video how, let me move this over. I want to center it on my page, not on yours. Okay. Oh, there you go. That's how I can do it. It's a new program. I'm working with it, y'all. So just work with me, okay? Legal tender status. We are looking for not that paragraph, but that paragraph. Federal Reserve notes are not redeemable in gold or silver or any other commodity and receive no backing by anything. That has been the case since 1933. Now you see how the Federal Reserve site says that's been the case since 1934. Okay, the notes have no value for themselves. No value for themselves. That means they don't have no value for anything else but for what they buy. Excuse me, if they have no value, And if they've had no backing, how can they buy anything when it says they're only good for paying debts? Ladies and gentlemen, this note is legal tender for the payment of all debts, both public and private. So they can only pay debts. They cannot buy anything. Okay? It says because they are legal tender, Federal Reserve notes are backed by all the goods and services of the economy. No, they're not. Federal Reserve bank notes are, but not Federal Reserve notes. Then we go down to the bottom of this article. Oh, went too far to the bottom. Went all the way to the bottom. Let's see. It says both the United States notes and Federal Reserve notes are part of the national currency and both are legal tender. No, they're not. They circulate as money in the same way. See, they circulate as money. Sorry, not lawful money. They circulate as money because they're a script, but they're not legal script. However, the issuing authority from them comes from different statutes. United States notes were redeemable on gold to 1938 when the United States abandoned the gold standard. Since then, both currencies have served essentially the same purpose and had the same value, meaning they were valueless. Because the United States note served the same function that is already adequately served by the Federal Reserve note, their issuance was discontinued and none have been placed in circulation since 1971. Ladies and gentlemen, they have no value. And according to this, the Bureau of Engraving charges the Federal Reserve to print the notes. You guys have heard something different, but according to this, we know that there's a lie here. Somebody is lying. Why are they lying? Because we already read that Federal Reserve notes were never authorized by Congress. But what you don't need to sit up there and say that. That's not your argument, people. Your argument is Federal Reserve notes have no backing by anything. Sorry, trying to center it on the page. There we go. They have no backing. They have no value. That's the only thing you don't want to put for themselves. You just want to put the notes have no value. Okay? Because look, you got to understand statutory interpretation, so we're going to use this as if it was written by an attorney. In another sense, because they are legal tender, Federal Reserve notes are backed. Wait a minute. Hold on. No backing by anything, and now they say it's backed by something. Impossible for these two statements to mean anything. Okay, so now we got to get to our document. Wasted water's all it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Whew, that's my boy George, y'all. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Okay, I love the song. George Benson. Let's go ahead and talk. Service fee authorization form. Authorization approval form. You don't need Social Security Administration to approve it. Social Security Administration in the document says that they're going to approve this and they're going to approve that. You don't need them to approve anything. Okay? You don't need them to approve anything. You give the authorization. So I want y'all to watch this. I want y'all to pay attention. I'm showing y'all the screen. Okay? I'm showing y'all the screen. Well, we're going to have to make the screen a little bit smaller because I need to keep it right there. Okay? You saw how I amended the document in the last video. It's real simple. I took their PDF for the 445 form, Social Security authorization form. 445, so you just type in Social Security 445 form. Let's do that. So some of you, because many of you guys are not going to be able to see the other video because they're definitely going to take that video down. I promise you, I know it. I know it before they even say it. Okay? Oh, like I told you guys, all of you and your grandmamas. Hey grandma, how you doing? Okay, like I told you all, I want you to understand. Let's see, A445. All I did was put in SSA 445 and a question mark, ladies and gentlemen, then I put .pdf. Okay, so let's see. Just the two of us, y'all. We can make it. Okay, see, Form approved Social Security Administration. We don't need Social Security Administration to approve it. But when you go to the form, pay attention. Make it just the two of us. Just the two of us. Oh, okay. You guys can't see what I see. All right. We'll download. I don't want to download. Let's put it in. Get out of here. Let's put it in general. I'm touching the screen, so I apologize. Okay, and we're just going to do that. And let's see. No. It basically, what it was telling me is that the form is already downloaded. Okay, so we're going to save it again. See? It's already downloaded. No. So we're going to cancel. And no, I told you no already. All right. So see, it wants me. We're going to do cancel. Forget that. Cancel. The 445 form is going to come up. Let's pull up the 445. I just didn't want to save it again. All right. Let's do. We got to go to documents anyway. Both of them are the same. Get rid of you, and we go 445. Oh yeah, I could have done it easily this way. This is converted to Word. Okay, so what I did is I had my PDF Exchange, and those of you who don't know about PDF Exchange, I have a lot of people contacting me asking me about PDF Exchange. Go to the Pirate Bay. Go to the Pirate Bay. When you get to the Pirate Bay, you're going to click on application, and then you're going to type here PDF Exchange, and you're going to hit enter. It really is this simple. I don't want to hear it. You got any other questions? You don't know what you're doing? Then don't go here. You don't want to? Your conscience bothers you? Then don't go here. Don't complain to me. You know, I've been wanting to say that to some of you while this is catching up, because I'm tethering right now and I'm working on my internet speed. But the reason why it's going so slow is not because my internet is so slow. What you all don't understand is that I am updating something I thought I was updating last night, but I'm updating it now. You see, all of these are 2 gigabytes for the most part. And so that's updating in the background. So that's pulling a lot of my resources, okay? Lord have mercy. Well, anyway, come on, Pirate Bay. I know you can move faster than that. Come on, it didn't take you that long to sit down. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I tell people, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. But I am not the poster boy for Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not a spokesman for Jehovah's Witnesses. So the way I conduct myself, at least in my honest opinion, people can talk about me, but nobody can sit up here and say that I have violated God's law. Okay? And I am positively certain that I'm free from guilt from any person out there who claims that I may be this or may be that or did this or did that, because I have paid for my sins and I have sinned against you. I have sinned. I'm sorry. That was that idiot getting on TV trying to pretend that he was sorry for something because he needed, what's his name, Jimmy Swagger? Swagger? Look at the name, Swagger. Hey y'all, that is somebody going straight to voicemail. Okay? Now, this is the software, PDF Exchange. I'm going to suggest, I don't have 622.7, so I don't need it, but I'm going to suggest you get the latest one. 622, 623, 620, 618, all of them will work. I'm using Torch browser. It's real simple because it downloads torrents. Okay, and that file will be downloaded shortly. As a matter of fact, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Watch this. This is my girl, Anita Baker, and she's singing Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It was supposed to be opening. Sorry, I'm opening it now. Come on closer to you. It didn't open, so I gotta open it. Open. It ain't opening. I gotta go open it, y'all. Let's show. Yeah, let's show all. Sweet love! Calling out your name! Oh, it's not here. It's here. Okay. Let's pause that. See, I'm downloading the other version of ZDSoft, but I don't need to. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to open it this way. Open containing folder. And let's minimize that because we don't need to be there anymore. And where is my... Oh, it's already open. So what you'll do is you'll click on... Well, I tell people to do it as administrator. You don't have to, with this particular software, you don't need the crack. Oh, stay away from that crack. Oh, God, unless your name is Ron West. Stay away from the crack, people. Crack is bad for you. Crack is whack. See how it showed me that I already have the software? So we're going to do the repair. I'm just going to do the repair just to be doing the repair. And then because let's just say I clicked install. It's going to install. You see these two DLLs? I'm going to do both of them, even though I have a 64-bit system. Copy. Okay. Oh, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? That call, that wasn't from one of you guys. That was from a SATCOM member. I gotta take that call. So in a moment, I'm going to put you guys on pause because I told that person to call me at any time. I will make time for them. And so I got to make time. I just remembered. Okay, you see how the form originally looked? This is how the PDF looks. Okay, I did it and I amended it. So let me send a message back to that person. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I have to let them know that I was doing video. I'm doing a video. I will call you back shortly. Okay, so I apologize because nobody knows. Don't nobody know! Okay, now after you install the software, see right here, PDF Exchange, it says successfully installed, successfully completed. Then you're going to go, this one is called Tracker software. So, because that's where it's going to be located under. And so you have to pay attention to where it's being installed. Or is it under PDF? No, it's not under PDF. Oh, sorry, it's not here either. It's under programs. It's not under, get off of there. I don't want to go there. I don't want pictures. Okay. I do love you, oh, honest. Sorry, I can't hit these notes. 15 years old, yeah, I can hang. Uh-oh, I can't find the software. So, it's not in my C drive. Shut up. Some of you said it. I know you were thinking it. Oh. There's an easier way for me to find it, but I'm going to try this as my last one. Nope, can't find it that way, so this is what we do. We minimize you, and I do love me. Love you so right now, mama, baby. Hey, yeah. Do you see what I'm doing, y'all? This is right-clicking. Right-clicking. And open containing folder is what I'm looking for. It's usually at the top. Open file location. You try to understand that I want to, and watch. I'm just gonna paste the DLLs. See, it says it's already there. Do you want to? And there you go. It's done. Oh, sorry. My baby. baby. Okay, it's done. And the software. And I just click on the exe file and open it up. And I close this junk out because I don't need that anymore. I use my PDF Exchange. Real simple. Because some of you are having problems. And I know, and you're afraid to text me and email me and ask me because you know I'm just going to yell at you. When you put the form in, you're going to put in here and you're going to put save as. And under save as, well, okay, let's do it. Drive me mad now, girl. I do love me. I love me so right now. Well, let's use this. Let's use the PDF. Okay? So we're going to just open this PDF because you're going to need to know how to do this in the future. Okay? So give it a moment. Okay, this PDF is open. So I do all my editing because it'll let me do all my editing. But pay attention. I go to File. I go Save As because I want to convert it to Word. And here where it says Save File Type, I put DOCX. DOC, the doctor. Okay? We go here. We click on this and you notice it will save it as a DOCX file. And you select where you want it to save. Let's say I want to save it to my documents folder because that's where my 445 form is located. Oh, but you got to watch that because when you put your mouse over something, it'll change the name. I don't want to change the name of anything. Okay? I don't want to. But when you save it, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, saving, it will open up. And this is what you will get. So when you get this, now you can edit it. I can edit it, you can edit it. Well, when I edit it, what am I going to edit it to? Well, I can't tell you what to do because a lot of people are on crack. And so they think, I want to hold your hand. And I don't want to hold your hand, people. I don't like the Beatles that much. Okay? Well, anyway, this is the way I did mine. Okay, this is what mine says. Because the one I did with you guys, the one I did online, sorry, man, made a mistake. So I had to do it all over again, had to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to focus on this because people were talking about the cover letter. This is what you're putting in your cover letter. These codes right here, because this is what gives you the right to do this. Remember, the government is there because it's an obligation. Your obligations are government obligations. Do you understand that? That's why you pay your bills to the order of. Let's go on down. I want y'all to see what I did. Now I had to reduce the font to some of it to make sure everything fits. So this was this whole section right here. I highlighted it. Okay, pay attention. It's reduced to 9, not 11. It was 11, but they're all reduced to 9. I didn't have to do it again because I had already done it. So I reduced that to 9, put everything in its space, okay, and see how it all fits on one page. And then this section right here, I added this. Now, what did you add? Well, what I did is I went to a particular section. He had a bit of bad news, y'all. Now, I want y'all to understand what I added. I added this section right here. So I'm going to show y'all where I got it from because I know y'all ain't able to see it as clearly as you think you could. Think you would, think you should. I'm going to do Control C so I can copy that junk. And then we're going to go back here. PDF Exchange is finished. Bye-bye. And we're going to come back here. Now watch. Social Security, Control V to copy and paste and enter to go to the site. So let's just kiss and say goodbye. We put in GN 005 06.110 reviewing evidence in a fee for service application. We clicked on it. Click, 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 click. Now see, payment for representative payee services, credit reporting for new fee service applicant. Okay, and certification process. This is how you become certified if you are a business. See, bonding and licensing guidelines. All of the courts are government agencies. All of the agencies that collect child support are government agencies. Even though they're a private corporation, they're listed as a government agency because they're claiming that they're providing a government function. Yes, they are providing a service. As long as they're providing a service, ladies and gentlemen, what I did, pay attention, is I did this. Pass the spot. Sorry, this is a SATCOM member. And I just sent him a message that I call him back. All right. So what we do is we copy all of this and we get rid of this section down here. We get rid of improper signature. I'll take you there and let you see. I'll take you there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the document. If you want to follow what I did, you just look at what I copied. Look at all the things I copied. I'm showing it to you now. Anything that's not here, you omit. We reduced this size to 5. 5! And we left the first paragraph, Social Security Administration paragraph there. We put policy in the middle. Uh-oh, we forgot our comma. Comma! Because however always requires a comma, y'all. Well, anyway, this is what we did. We put the policy there. Okay? And it's just that simple. And we left the top up here. The only thing we changed was we as representative of the organization, also known, referred to as grantee, named below, requests authorization from the Social Security Administration to collect the fee for providing payee services in accordance with 205J4A of Social Security Act under Civil Code 42 USC 405J4A. Review this code, people, so that you can understand what's going on. Okay? And I, EON, as grantor and beneficiary, do hereby grant authorization for the tender of fees for services rendered by the grantee as named below, and do so in accordance with the Emergency Banking Relief Act of March 9, 1933, Presidential Proclamation 2039 and 40, along with congressional notes, records, and documents for the 73rd Session General Assembly Congress. I demand an accounting of the transaction returned myself upon receipt. I pay this to the order of the grantee without recourse. And then I sign. Ladies and gentlemen, you give your endorsement. I was going to put the endorsement box on here, but there's no need. And those of you who are paying child support or any other obligation, traffic tickets or fines or anything like that, you just have to understand that there is no currency, and you can't go into court and say there is no money. Oh, I'm sorry, how do you guys want me to pay? Check a money order. Well, a check requires there to be funds on hand in an account. I don't have one of those. And money order? Well, a money order requires me to give them something in exchange. I don't have anything in exchange because there's no money in our society right now, unless it's Federal Reserve banknotes. And the Federal Reserve has not issued my stipend of Federal Reserve banknotes like they were required to do under the Bankruptcy Act of 1933. You can call it the Emergency Bankruptcy Relief Act because that's what they did. They got relief from bankruptcy. So you can call it the Emergency Bankruptcy Relief Act. As a matter of fact, let's do that. That's what I'm going to, love won't let me wait. Okay. The Emergency Bankruptcy Relief Act. Man, you a genius! Thank you, but I'm not really a genius. I am the genius. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start calling it the Emergency Bankruptcy Relief Act of 1933. Because that's exactly what it was. They declared a national emergency and they ended up declaring bankruptcy. It was a declaration of bankruptcy. Remember, the presidential declaration was a national emergency. So according to the presidential bankruptcy declaration 2039 and 2040, That's what the president did. He declared bankruptcy 2039, 2040, and he did it,
In its capacity as president.
and Congress approved the bankruptcy. He went to bankruptcy court, a special session of Congress. And Congress approved. Because remember, the president declares war, the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction unless Congress says that it's unconstitutional. Supreme Court does not get a say-so because the Constitution does not allow them to have a say-so. The only ones who are involved in the war clause is Congress and the president's commander-in-chief capacity, and the president in his in his presidency capacity. Remember, the president has two capacities. Congress only has one. The Supreme Court only has one capacity, but the executive office and the commander-in-chief office, those are two different offices, two different capacities. You feel me? Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, a lot of information here. I would go back and listen to it over and over again because I promise you, as I promised you, that I give you the information, I show you the information, I give you the facts, I give you the conclusions, I give you the law. Just ask yourself, who else does that? And love, hopefully it'll let you wait. All right, thank you. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good life, and welcome to the new ZD Soft
EON YouTube video!
And we'll talk later. Goodbye, everyone.